All right, guys, let's get through this review, the awesome review video. Okay, here we go. So like the first one, remember E is 2.71828, and it's because it's bigger than 1, it's exponential growth. The -2 says your asymptote is down 2. The first point's usually 1 above, and this one is 2, but because it's got the +3 in the exponent, I'm going to go left 3, opposite of what you think. Then I'm going to go over right 1 and up whatever the base is. The base is E, so I'm going to go over 1 and up 2.7, which is about right there. Connect the dots, la la la. There's your graph. Now I need to be able to see those dots, by the way. The domain is going to be all real numbers. The range is going from -2 to infinity with the parentheses, and the asymptote is at y equals -2. That's all you got to do on that one. Number 2, they're giving you the function here. It's exponential. It's logistic growth. Says the population of certain species of bird is denoted by the type of habitat required for nesting. The population behaves according to that model. What is the population at time 0? 0, just put a 0 in there, which makes the whole exponent 0. E to the 0 power is 1 times 27.5 is 27.5. I'll just plug the 0 in. If I plug a 0 in, I'm going to get 5,600 divided by 28, which is 200. So 200 birds at first. Then there's 3. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to put a 3 right there where the T is. I'm going to punch it in my calculator. Be careful punching it in. And I got 227.6. Remember, we don't round birds, so we got 227 birds for part B. Number 3, another one. Radioactive substance decays in such a way that the amount of mass remaining after T days is given by that. They're giving you the formulas every time. Measuring kilograms, what is it at time 0? Put 0 in there. That makes the whole exponent 0. E to the 0 is 1. So it's really 6 times 1, which is 6 kilograms. And then how much is 20 days later? So I'm just going to put 20 in for the exponent. It looks like this. Times 20. I'm going to punch that straight in my calc. And I'm getting 1.05 kilograms. All right, number 4, another one. A bacteria culture, okay, contains 1,600 bacteria and usually doubles every hour. This is yard. Like that right there. There's our formula. Y equals A R to the T power. So let's find a function that models it. A, remember, stands for the initial amount. That's 1,600. R is the rate that is growing, which is doubling. And then I have the T. That's all they want for part A. For part B, they're going to give you a time to plug in there. It says 24 hours, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug 24 into the T and see what I get. I got a humongous number. It's in scientific notation on the calculator. So 2.68 times 10 to the 10th power for part B. Number 5, now we're back to money. Was the value of $15,000 investment after 20 years. That interest rate compounded daily. So I'm going P is 15,000. 1 plus R over N. Remember to change the rate to a decimal. N is 365. N means how many times a year it's compounded. Daily is 365 times a year. Exponent is N times T. So one more time, punching that in my calculator. And I came up with $24,730 and 40 cents. Remember, round those cents. Number 6, another investment problem. 6,500 investment. This says compounded continuously. Because it says continuously, it's PERT. Remember, the R and T are both in their parentheses in PERT. P is principal at 6,500. E is E. The rate is 0.0725 times the time, which is 12. And again, punching it straight in. Punch it in and getting $15,514.92. Awesome. And number 7, another one. This one says compounded quarterly. There's the principal, there's the rate, there's the time. That's all I need. Okay, so the principal is $8,000. 0.04 over N. N is 4 because of quarterly. And then my exponent is going to be 28 because remember, it's N times T. So 4 times 7. So I'm going to punch this one in. And when I do that, I'm getting $10,570.33. All right. All right, guys, let's grab some logs here. First of all, with the log, your asymptote is the x-axis unless there's been a shift. So there's the asymptote. The first point's 1 to the right instead of 1 up. If the base is 4, I wish you would put 4 in for x because log 4 is 1. There's your other point. Just connect those dots, la la la. That's all you got to do. The second one's a little different. It's got a +2, which means it's going to shift things up 2. It's the same graph it's the same base as the last one. So it's the same graph shifted up 2, but I look like it's not. So asymptote is still here. First point would be right here at the 1, but it's been shifted up 2. Same thing for this. If I put 4 in there again, log 4 is 1, but 1 plus 2 is 3. So I would go actually 4, 3. So it's the same graph, except everything got shifted. The 2 points got shifted up 2. All right, number 10, find the domain of this. The domain, okay, now if I were to graph that, which you don't really have to, but the x minus 5 means we're going right 5, which takes your asymptote all the way over 5, and your first point's going to be here. It's going to do this kind of thing. So what's the domain? It goes from 5, doesn't touch 5, and it goes forever. Okay, so whatever the shift is, whatever your asymptote is, that's going to be your domain. Number 11, write it in exponential form. Y'all loved these the other day. Remember, the answer to a log is the exponent. So the 2/3 is the exponent of the 8. That equals 4. What you write should be true, by the way. This one we're going backwards. Whatever the base is the same base. So it's base 81 there, it's base 81 over here. The answer is the exponent. So it's going to equal 1/2. That's the answer. So it means I got to put the 9 right there. 13 is asking you 4 to what power? 64. 4 cubed is 64. Oh my gosh, part B. 5 to what power is 5 to the 7th? 7. I don't know what to say about that one. C, 5 to what power is 125? Now, because it's been flipped, you got to put a negative. And because now we're thinking about 125s. 5 to what power is 125? 3. So that's the -3 power. Hope that makes sense. Anytime you're going to flip something, it's going to be negative, and then just forget about the fraction. All right, guys, a big graph here. That's factor the top. It'd be x plus 2, x minus 1. Let's factor the bottom, x minus 3, x plus 1. Now I can find my stuff. My vertical asymptote, whatever makes the bottom 0. X equals 3, x equals -1. My horizontal, I'm looking back to the original up here. It's leading over leading because the degree is the same. So it's just y equals 1. The x-intercepts, whatever makes the numerator 0, -2 and 1. The y-intercepts, let's cover up all the x's. That leaves 2/3. All right, let's graph all this stuff. Vertical, x is 3 right there, and also x is -1 right there. The horizontal is y equals 1 right there. X-intercepts, one's at -2, one's at +1. The y-intercept is at 2/3, which is about right there. So to me, the middle, I haven't graphed this on the calculator yet, but it looks like it's going to do this over here. Down here is going to do that. I'm just going to plug 4 in my head. If I plug 4 in, that's positive. Yeah, that's going to be up here. Okay? And you can punch the graph in on your calculator and check it. I didn't punch this, so I'm hoping that's right. One more slide. Okay, use synthetic substitution to find p of -2. If they give you the number, if they give you the -2, put the -2 in the box. Okay, and let's do our synthetic here. 2, that's going to be 4, that's 5, -10, -14, that's 28, that's 25. Now, remember, it's called the remainder at the end because the answer is the remainder. You write your answer like this. P of -2 is whatever the remainder is, which is 25, and you got it. Last one, sine 33 power 4, drop the top. Sine power 4 is always square root of 2 over 2. So it means it's got to be either positive or negative square root of 2 over 2. Let's figure out what quadrant we're in. 4 goes into 33 8 times. It's really 8 1/4 pi. That's what I'm really doing here. Now, that's 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi, 8 pi is right there. And 1/4 of another one puts me right here, which is in quadrant 1. Everything's in quadrant 1. It's positive. There it is. All right, that was a little bit quick. I hope you got it, though. Come see me tomorrow for the test if you need to. Hopefully you do great. See you then.